Seeing someone type in a few prompts, it's like, oh, I got music, I got a couple million views, is extremely insulting. They were just pawns in the game of efficiency. But money has to be the byproduct, not the goal. Art needs to be an outpouring of the soul. Welcome to the Curly Carbocation channel. My name is Clary, and because of my teaching, retail, and engineering experience, I believe I can guide you in ways that you're not traditionally told about on things like school and work. That way you can think for yourself and think critically. Make sure you subscribe to get all my content, and let's head into the video. I want to talk about AI. It's not necessarily AI that I'm criticizing, but the usage of AI and the attitude behind the usage of AI. When I've used Copilot, my experience with it is like having a knowledgeable friend who is just as enthusiastic about my project as I am and has my same vision. I want to emphasize this. Enthusiasm and same vision. Okay? That is what makes AI so great when it comes to projects. But what I fear with this is the loss of community. I fear that this causes an atrophying of the desire to create community, because now you've got this friend who is always available to you, who is ready to answer you, and is always excited for you and wants the best for you, because it's basically your servant. So I want to focus on this verse, Leviticus 19:18, which is quoted by Jesus in Matthew 22:39 and Mark 12:31, and that's, "And you shall love your neighbor as yourself." What I realized, though, is that in line with this verse, which is prayed often, it's not necessarily new in the New Testament that Jesus says that this is the greatest commandment. This is prayed every single day. This thought of you loving your neighbor as yourself is so ingrained in Jewish culture, and it shows up even in economics. And in this way, even if someone outside of your community can make something cheaper, better, faster, you buy from within your community so that your brother can eat. And that ties into loving your neighbor as yourself, because I want someone else to pay their bills just as I want to be able to pay my bills. So you enable someone to have their own livelihood, send their kids off to dance practice or sports practice, right? Because you have that sense of, I want to do unto others as I want done to myself. A lot of you think that's the golden rule. Yes, golden rule, but that comes from Leviticus 19:18, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself, right? People often talk about buying from local businesses, buying from small businesses, but then as soon as the cost hits them, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford this. But you have to keep in mind, building community must be your priority. And even if it is more expensive to buy from someone local, buy it from someone local. They're your friend. That's part of your community here, and you want to make sure that your community thrives too. The disregard of this sentiment, the sentiment of buying from your neighbor so that he can eat, I believe that drives us away from community. And when the goal is only profit margin, you do everything to make your profit margin greater. And it's not bad to make money, but money has to be the byproduct, not the goal. The goal has to be satisfied customers who trust you. And what does trust build? Community. Community is relationships, and relationships are built off of trust. If your customers are satisfied and they trust you and they love you, they're going to rave about you. That's word of mouth marketing, okay? That's a showing off of your skills that you use to bless their home. Either they're going to return to you if you've got a consumable product, or they're going to recommend people to you if it's not so consumable, right? And even if it is consumable, they're going to recommend people to you. So focus on building community and focus on buying from people who are local. Give them the chance to sharpen their skills. Give them the chance to bless your home with their skills. Considering the destruction of community, AI has gotten rid of a lot of manual labor. People lose jobs, but that has happened in the Industrial Revolution. Additionally, Rabbi Daniel Lapin says that you need to listen to the footsteps of change and adjust accordingly. So if we're changing towards AI, you've got to be ready for that and be ahead of the curve. However, people have completely lost focus on building their community to save the cost of hired help. Last night, I watched a video on using AI to help you sell products, and a few things seriously bothered me. This man was using AI to create music from which you can post and make money off of, and he was also using AI to make models that aren't even real people to sell exercise equipment. And the worst part about this is that this YouTuber acted like this was a great thing, okay? Like, look, I studied engineering. I studied chemical engineering. I am hyper fixated on efficiency. I am so hyper fixated on efficiency that I reorganized my kitchen to be of more ergonomic design. And efficiency is a great thing, but I believe so strongly that art should never be made more efficient. If efficiency costs you community, choose community. I know it's more costly to find someone, to hire them to make music or to be a model, but to love thy neighbor as thyself. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha should also include making sure that your neighbor can pay bills like you. All right? Particularly with these AI models, it really pissed me off because there are real models out there whose livelihoods are made off of them being beautiful and selling people's items with their beauty. All right, God bless them with beauty. Let them use their beauty so that they can pay their bills and also help you to pay your bills. Don't take that job opportunity from someone. I implore thee, do not take that job opportunity from someone. Hire a real person to model that exercise equipment. Give her the opportunity to create wealth, to pay bills, and to hone in her skills. Modeling is not just being pretty and sitting there and taking pictures. It is competitive. You need to be able to pay someone, and this goes on with personal responsibility, where you're able to garner enough money where you can give someone that job opportunity and not just squandering your money on whatever the latest greatest thing is or whatever pleases your eyes whenever you walk in the store, because your money is not just for you, it's there to help others pay their bills. So hire someone, create that community. And if you're a great employer, that model's going to rave about you to her modeling community. So now you've got more people, potentially, who can model for you. And if she's a great model, she's able to help you sell your stuff. Don't deny someone the opportunity to bless your household with their skills, to bless your business with their skills. Focus on building community. Even if the AI can get the pictures done with better angles, better lighting, and without needing that hourly payment, so cheaper. Focus on community building. Hire a real person. And now I want to move on to music. But that one really pissed me off when he said that he used music and you just like type in a few prompts and it creates a background for you, like lo-fi, and you can choose whatever vibe you want. That's great. But that pissed me off because I'm a musician. I've got like 1, 2, 3 guitars here alone. I have my clarinet, which is clarinet number 3 right now. I gave away my 2 other ones because I didn't need them anymore and they were plastic. And I'm like, let someone else have them. I got these for free. I don't need them anymore. I am a musician through and through. I have been a trained musician since I was 4 years old because my parents are trained artists also. My mom and dad are trained musicians. I just studied engineering, and if you look at most of my early science memes or my science videos, they're all parodies of many songs while I play the guitar or the piano. And I spent countless hours rhyming and researching because these are science videos, so I need to make sure that they're correct. I spent many years building up my skills. Like I said, since I was 4 years old, I've been singing. Since I was 8 years old, I've been playing piano. Since I was 14, I've been playing guitar. Since I was 12, I've been playing clarinet. Seeing someone just like type in a few prompts, it's like, oh, I got music, I got a couple million views, is extremely insulting. Art needs to be an outpouring of the soul. Music communicates a message when words fail. It's not just vibes. It's a message when words fail. This is what I tell all of my music students. What is the purpose of music? To communicate when words fail. When you're out in the battlefield and your commander is saying, go here, but can you tell, like, go over there, or fall back! No one's going to hear him, but they're going to hear a trumpet or a drum beat above all the noise, and they know exactly what that means. That's words physically failing. On a more emotional scale, you will hear heartbreak and heartache and anger and distrust and joy and curiosity. You can hear that in music. And there needs to be a soul behind the music making the message. It can't just be AI. There's no soul there. Like, sure, someone is typing in the prompts, but a soul, I believe, needs to be weaving this in and out. And sure, it takes a lot of time. It takes a ton of time to make music. Maybe you don't have the skills yet, but you need to work on building your skills. So using AI to make music, using AI to make art, I think is a great insult. Use your own hands. Use your own drawing skills. Sure, draw on your computer. That's okay. It's a lot less messy. That's fine. But actually put forth the effort into making art. I want to give this example. I give a few examples. So one was from a concert that I was at when I was in high school, and the other was from when I was in high school band. I went to a Toby Mac concert when I was in high school, and one of their openers, I think it's Capital Kings, I think that's what it was. They had this synth paddy thing to help them make music, and on the radio they sounded so great. But then as soon as they got on stage in that big auditorium, their music just fell dead. But then when Toby Mac came on with his band Diverse City, and I could feel that music, I could feel the guitar. It was an electric guitar, but I could feel that guitar. I could feel the drums. I could feel the drum beats rattling my rib cage. I could feel it rattling my rib cage. That is what music needs to be. There is a soul within that person who is playing the drums. And that is rattling my rib cage. I get a physical response from the message that they are trying to send. Right? And then when I was in high school band, I was a drum major from sophomore year to senior year. But in my freshman year, I was playing the clarinet in pep band. That is my favorite time. When we're all in the practice room, all of us crowded in together, and we're playing warm-ups. Nothing feels as good as playing warm-ups together, because we all have the same energy. We're all blasting through our instruments as loud as we can, trying to get warmed up, in order to play the even more beautiful music. But feeling the bass drum, just like I could feel that vibration going from my back all the way to my heart. All of us, with all of our energies, all of us were needed there. And every single person was contributing to that sound. Every single soul was contributing to that beautiful sound. And we had worked on our skills for years. Everyone's energies, it made the melody soulful. And band, that was one of my greatest communities. You need to have that person-to-person interaction. Build that community. Go to a concert. Don't just enjoy music in your own home. Go to a concert. Feel the music. Feel the soul behind the person creating the music. All right? Rock is probably the best music out there because it sounds great on the radio and it sounds great in person. You feel all that energy. And it's even more amplified by not just the sound system, but by everyone who's enjoying it all together. Go to a concert. Have that community. Build the community. Buy music. Get music from real people. Okay? In both examples of Toby Mac's band and my high school band, these are reminders that music can only come from community. Okay? Music is a soul's message transferred to another soul. Music cannot be made without a soul. Real music. It might be catchier and you might get it done faster with AI, but there's no soul behind that. You need to be getting music from another soul. Look, and even with AI, some of you might be like, oh, well, what about synthesizing music from keyboards? I hate that. I severely hate music that's oh, well, I don't need a trumpet player. Well, I want the sound of a trumpet. I want the sound of a saxophone, but I don't have anyone to play, so I'm just going to play that on my keyboard. It works. No, it doesn't! Get a trumpet player! Get a saxophone player! Get real people to play these instruments for you. And I get it. It's expensive. And you can use it. You can use these tools to kind of like see what it's going to sound like. But when you're actually recording the music, get real musicians. It's costly. It's costly to pay people, but pay these people. Build your community. Have that person-to-person interaction. Hire real musicians. Hire real models who have made their livelihoods out of being beautiful. Someone makes beautiful sounds. Someone looks beautiful and maintains that physical beauty. Give them that opportunity to use that beauty to bring you light and joy into your life. All right? Their blessings are not just for them. It's there to share with others, to show that God is real, and to bring joy to people. Having another musician there to help with you, to say like, hey, actually try this way. What if I did it this way? And then you're like, oh, that sounds so good. Or that model that's like, hold on, let me pose this way, or whatever. And the cameraman is like, that's amazing. Let's keep that. And the editor is like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep that. That's not what my vision was, but we'll keep that. Hire the real people. Be intentional about making community and eat the cost of building community. I want to switch gears and I want to highlight the destructive pattern of efficiency only as the goal. And I want to discuss tech. Since there's a lot of coders out there who are losing their jobs and they're getting replaced by AI because AI can do the coding. I use Copilot to help me with my videos, but even so with my previous employer, I used AI to help me write code for Excel because I needed to comb through a lot of data, and I honestly believe that like if I were to comb through that data just by hand, it would take me 3 years of nonstop work just being awake and moving things around to identify an issue, which is obviously not helpful. So I wrote a code that would help me. Copilot was extremely helpful, so I would ask it in like chunks where I wanted it to complete a certain task, but I still had to compile this all together and verify that the code worked, right? So it wasn't just Copilot spitting out this whole line of code for me. It was me asking like, okay, I don't know exactly what this is, and I knew how to do VBA, but it's been a while and it wasn't at the level. My training is not at the level that I was working at. I was working at a higher level. It took me 2 weeks, but I was really proud of myself because I got through that 3 years worth that I estimated down in an instant. So I was able to solve problems right away. So yeah, AI is a great tool and I used it too. But specifically on Lasso Community, have you noticed a pattern with tech? They will hire people from other countries who are satisfied with diabolically low pay rates because they're so excited to get an American job. And then they fire all the skilled Americans because they understand what fair pay is and they don't put up with that BS. And it's not that overseas workers aren't skilled. They might very well be even more skilled than our American workers, but they were just pawns in the game of efficiency, where efficiency only is the mindset. And because efficiency, not community, became the goal, work got outsourced to people who weren't getting paid their worth, and now they're even being further outsourced to immortal code that requires no payment. This immortal code being AI that neither sleeps nor slumbers and is always ready for you. This is a counterfeit to your relationship with God, where people are like, how do I do this? How I need this. You're praying to AI. You're praying to ChatGPT when you're asking it constantly, what do I do? How is this? And also, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength. I don't know if you realize that. And I'm not saying that you're like actively worshiping it, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But the act of constantly asking it and going to it for advice isn't healthy because it's not a soul. You need that human connection. Go to a trusted friend who is built in the image of God and seek their advice. Be intentional about making community. Look, I don't believe AI is the problem, okay? It's a great tool. The problem, though, is the attitude people have towards money and leveraging everything they can to maximize their profits at the expense of building community. Do not deny yourself community. Don't deny someone else the opportunity of your friendship. Remember what this all boils down to. It's loving your neighbor as yourself. and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. If you stayed until the end, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye guys!